got you some breakfast here. This is it's asparagus tips, carrots, and Brussels sprouts.
Donuts, all right.
The chocolate one at the bottom.
I love chocolate, and I like jelly, too.
You have the jelly for dessert. Is your mommy asleep?
Getting dressed.
So, how do you like the arrangement here? You like living with your mom?
It's great.
Yeah. She must have done something awful special to get Sophia to let you live here.
Search me.
Come on, you heard something. Sound travels up there, and they're talking. I know they're talking, and I know you heard in your room. Tell Uncle Keith. But it's your room.
You don't have to answer him, Brandon.
Ooh. Dear, I didn't hear you come up behind me.
No, but I heard you. Sweetheart, why don't you take those donuts into the kitchen and have them with some milk? I have to talk to your Uncle Keith.
Everybody's always talking.
You know, you can be such a pig. Interrogating a small boy, bribing him with donuts. What were you going to do if he didn't give you the right answers? Were you going to torture him next?
It's a couple of harmless questions.
You don't know the meaning of the word harmless, Keith. You know, as soon as I think you've gone as low as you could get, you've reached some new depth.
Hi, it's me. I just called to say goodnight. But since you probably won't get this till morning, I'll say good morning.
For me? What a thoughtful thing to do.
No, they're not for you.
You mean there's another woman in your life?
For a friend, that's all.
And you're blushing.
Oh,
well, I guess Pro and I are going to have to call off the search since you found someone yourself.
She's a nice lady. I like her. That's all I'm going to say. I don't want to talk about it.
Well, I don't know what the last resort is coming to. You know, every day we get more and more cases. We haven't heard from Cruz and Eden. And you're walking around with your head in the clouds.
Hey, if Cruz and Eden want vacation time, they deserve it. And if you're a little worried about me being able to run this agency, I've got everything under control. I'm on top of it, okay?
You want to get on top of that?
Last Resort Detective Agency. Yeah. You're kidding me. All right, no, I'm on my way.
That was fast. What's the matter?
The hotel's reporting break-ins. I gotta go check it out.
Well, good. I'll come with you.
No, you're not. This is very dangerous. You stay here.
Planning on giving those to the intruders?
Thought you'd be at the office by now.
I said I had a meeting. I didn't say where.
Oh, I'm sorry, I forgot. I have to pin you down, don't I?
Victoria, what are you doing here?
I came here for breakfast. Wives do eat sometimes, Mason.
Yeah, well, I'd ask you to join me, but
Yes,
unfortunately...
I know you have business, but I'd like a moment of your time. I don't want to leave things the way they were left last night.
I'm sorry, Victoria. I can't right now. I have a meeting about this case I'm handling. I have to concentrate on that at the moment.
Now I...
Letting him eat all those donuts by himself, dear.
I'll worry about Brandon. You just worry about yourself.
I don't know what you're in such a state for. I mean, and a couple questions never hurt anybody, especially a kid. Come on.
It's the way you went about it that I object to, Keith.
I'm sorry, darling. I guess it's just the lawyer in me. I just have this thing running in my head, and it just doesn't add up.
Well, stop trying to add things up. Your totals never come out right anyway.
I mean, this arrangement, it just nags me, you know? I mean, here, you've been trying to get custody of Brandon all this time, and then you suddenly get it? I don't...
Well, things just happen sometimes that people want to happen.
Yeah, but that doesn't happen with you and the Capwells. I mean, here you've been stealing, you've been blackmailing, you've been cheating, you've been conniving. You never got him back, then suddenly, all of a sudden, he falls in your lap? What, did Sophia suddenly have a miraculous change of heart?
Well, it's just that Sophia, we never gave her enough credit. You know, she's much more compassionate than we thought.
Compassionate? Like towards your blindness?
No, towards my loss. She knows how much Haley meant to me. And she knows that Brandon's all I really have left.
Well, you can dig up Lily Light somewhere around. She's got to be kicking around somewhere in the country. You've got other relatives. I don't buy it. No, I think it's got to be something else. There's got to be something that you're sort of holding over her head. Something you caught her out while CC was away. Let me see. She was having an affair.
Sophia. I don't think she knows the meaning of the word.
Yeah, it's gonna be something else.
How about human kindness? And why don't we just drop it?
No, I think that stretches reality. It's got to be something else. You're not sharing it, please.
Give it up, Keith.
The timing of this is interesting, don't you think?
Well, I don't know what you mean.
I don't know. I mean, there's nothing you and I'd like better than to see CeCe behind bars for the rest of his life. And if we could tie him in, or you could tie him in, with the oil rig blowing up. Yeah, that's the ticket. Then we could solve all your problems, dear. All your dreams would come true, sweetheart.
I don't need you to make all my dreams come true, Keith. Now, I'll tell you what.
What?
Why don't you go get your donuts and go have breakfast with the cop?
Are you throwing me out?
Well, I'm trying to do it as gracefully as possible.
I don't know. Can we have dinner later?
I think I'll probably be busy.
Can I call you? Huh?
Okay.
Okay.
But if a man answers the phone, hang up.
Here.
Thanks.
I hope this helps you to wake up. I've never seen you like this before.
I don't think I had 15 minutes sleep all night long.
Was it that busy?
No, it was just me. I just couldn't sleep.
Oh. It's either money or your love life.
You got it.
Do you need some money?
Mm-mm. My girlfriend doesn't understand me.
Oh, what happened? Did you get in a fight?
She's jealous of you.
I figured that after her outburst yesterday.
She still owes you an apology.
No, it's no big deal. The heat of the moment and all that. What is she jealous of?
I guess she heard you giving me a compliment, and out of context, she took it the wrong way.
Well, do you want me to talk to her?
No, I don't think that's going to help very much. I just can't understand how she can be so off track.
Well, everybody's vulnerable somehow. Look, if she needs reassurance, just give it to her. And keep giving it to her until she's convinced. You know, if I were you, I'd go see her right now.
I don't know.
I do. Look, I'm an old hand at patching things up between people. Now, the sooner you do it, the better you're going to feel. If this relationship is important to you, Scott, it's worth trying to save.
Well, of course it's important to me.
Well, then go. Go right now. What happened? How'd it go?
Well, there were break-ins, all right. The locks have been forced.
Well, what'd they get?
Nothing. That's a funny thing. I mean, there's nothing gone. People keep reporting break-ins, but they aren't taking anything. There's no attacks, nothing.
That is strange. Were all the rooms unoccupied?
Yeah, but I've got a plainclothes force over there now, and if they're there, they'll find them. In the meantime, I have my own mission to accomplish.
Still haven't delivered those flowers?
I'm going to do it now. Would you watch things, please? Thank you.
Hi, Rita.
What are you doing here? Well, Miss Wainwright, I was supposed to meet Mr. Capwell. He wanted to discuss the case with me.
When did he call you?
Last night.
We'll see about that.
Hello, Miss Grant. Thank you for being so prompt.
Rita, would you mind waiting at the table? Why don't we go over there? I want to speak to Mr. Campbell in private.
Sure.
What the hell do you think you're doing? You had no right to call a meeting with my client without consulting me or even informing me.
I made it quite clear to her that she was under no obligation to talk to me. There is no difference in this and what you pulled with the Liptons the other day.
Yes, there is a big difference. She happens to be a little more vulnerable right now than the Liptons. Another life depends on her health and well-being, and I do not want you jeopardizing it.
Julia, I wasn't going to wrestle with her, only talk to her.
I know how you talk to people. She'd be better off if you'd wrestle with her.
Julia, we both represent two different people. We have different approaches, but we still want to do what's in the best interests of the people we represent.
No, we don't. I do what I'm supposed to do. You do what you have to do. You don't care who gets hurt in the process. There are times when you have absolutely no compassion at all.
I'm getting a little tired of that accusation.
Mason, she's right. Few people seem to have compassion these days.
Victoria, please, this is not the place for one of your scenes.
Where is the place, Mason? When is it my turn?
Mr. Timmons?
Well, I wasn't thinking anything elaborate. You know, start off with some cold cracked crab, a nice wine, white, veal something or other, and you choose the dessert.
And it'll be dinner for two.
Right. No, well, no. Actually, it's going to be 3. You think you can scare up maybe a cheeseburger and chocolate malt. Gina's son is living with her now, and just deliver it to the Capitol Guest House.
Yes, sir. I'll see that everything is to your satisfaction.
Oh, I'm counting on you.
Hello, darling.
Jeffrey, darling, haven't the Capwells always fought tooth and nail to keep Brandon out of Gina's clutches?
Yeah, so I've heard.
Well, I think that suddenly he's living there with her now. Heaven knows how she managed that, but I just heard Tim's story.
Look, Mother, I don't give a damn what Gina is doing with the Capwells right now. Right now, I'm more interested in what's happening with Kelly.
Oh, you haven't been able to find out anything?
Now, all I know is that some ticket agent at the airport saw her boarding a plane for New York, and some of her winter clothes are gone. That's it.
Well, why would you just go off to New York without telling you, without even leaving one message?
Yeah, well, I never did find that out. So, I'm gonna go and try and find her. I'm leaving for New York at 7 this evening.
Well, you can't just leave me right in the middle of a major crisis. I may go bankrupt from this spill. I may be forced to leave Santa Barbara.
No, Mother, no one is gonna force you to leave Santa Barbara. Meyson and I would never let that happen. Besides, I won't be gone for long.
How do you know? It might take you days to find her.
No, I know most of her friends there. If I call you and see how things are going, I can always fly back here if you need me. All right?
I can see there's no dissuading you. But you know, I really find this very irritating that she would do this, and I'm not quite so certain that you should cater to it.
This has got nothing to do with catering. Part of her problem is you and I. We keep expecting her to adapt to every single change we make. It's not fair on her, okay?
Well, I had no idea we were making such demands on her adaptability.
No, neither was I. So now it's gotten out of hand. I have to do something about it.
You think this is all my fault, don't you?
I didn't say that, did I?
If I'd never come back to Santa Barbara, none of this would ever have happened.
Stop that. Nothing could make me regret your coming back. I want you here. I love having you here. And I want you to stay. I just think that things have to change a little bit around here. That's all. All right?
All right, darling. All right, I understand. And I'm going to try, too. I really am. Darling, since you're not leaving until 7 o'clock this evening, could you possibly join me for this meeting with the NCA woman? I mean, from her phone call, it sounded as though the news was not going to be terribly good.
Yes, I suppose I could make that, but I'll have to leave for the airport straight afterwards. And, Mother, I'm going to be on that plane.
Hey there, sweetie. How's
Hi.
it going?
Well, I'm fine. Well, you're certainly in a better mood. You were so depressed yesterday. What happened?
I've had a brainstorm. Will you hear this?
Yeah?
I wanna write and produce a movie based on our experience in the drug rehab center.
Oh.
It's great subject matter. Think about the characters we met, right? The raw human emotion, the pure drama that we saw there. Besides, it'd be good therapy for us, and best of all, it would give us a chance to work together again, huh?
What do you mean, us?
You help me write it, and then you star in it. We'll write you the best role that you've ever had. Now, I ask you, can you say no to that?
No. I think it's a great opportunity for you. I think it's terrific, but I'm not sure I want to get involved.
Why?
Because I have a lot on my mind right now. I need some rest and some relaxation. I don't want to run into anything hectic like this,
Come
okay?
on, Tori, come on. Look, I'm counting on you. I thought we could help, prop each other up through this, sweetie. Look, I tell you what, this does not have to be a 24-hour-a-day project, okay? I mean, we could just do it when we can fit it in, right? A few hours whenever we get a chance. Simple. Yeah.
Well, I do have some free time.
Okay.
Could be fun to write something. Okay, let's tackle a screenplay.
Partners.
Partners, all right.
50, okay.
You're crazy.
It's great. It's a great project.
What are you doing here?
Hello, Meyson. I just thought I'd stop by to say hi to Victoria.
You're not welcome in this house.
Meyson, stop it. Mel asked me to help him with the project, and I said yes.
What kind of project?
We're going to make a movie together.
got your message, and I just wanted to come and say good morning to you, too.
Well, how nice. Come on in.
Thanks.
They're beautiful. Aren't you sweet?
I haven't bought flowers for anybody in quite a while.
Well, I feel especially honored then.
I wanted to tell you that I was glad that you came back last night. And that we had a chance to talk. I thought that was good.
So did I. Actually, I kept thinking about you all last night. And even this morning. I realized you reminded me of someone I used to know a long time ago. Someone I was very close to. I should put these in some water.
Yeah, I really can't stay very long. I have to get back to work, but I wanted to come up and see you.
Well, I'm glad you did. It's a nice way to start the day.
I'm gonna see you later.
I'm counting on.
So am I.
Oh, Daddy. What now?
We still haven't been able to find these people. We're pretty sure that there are two of them.
My men are working on it right now.
But we certainly don't want to take the chance of something like this happening while our VIPs are here.
I understand.
You know, we're expecting some very important celebrities here, including some big film stars. We've got to make sure that all contingencies are covered.
You have my word that we're covering every... I'm sorry, excuse me. Yes.
Hi.
Hi, Andrea. Would you excuse me just 1 minute? I'll be right back.
Of course.
Thanks. What is it?
I'm sorry, I didn't realize you were involved in such an important meeting.
No, it's all... Do you know the manager of the hotel?
No, I just got the feeling that it was something important.
Oh.
Listen, I'll only take up your time for a minute. I was wondering if you could help me with my investigation when you're finished up here. Are you free?
I've had this security problem come up. I'm gonna have to deal with this afternoon. I don't think I can. I have to stick around here.
All right, well, if you can't, you can't. I just thought I'd ask.
Yeah. Maybe we could have an early dinner.
I'd like that. Why don't you give me a call?
Oh, that's fine. Look, I'm really sorry that I can't help.
Look, I understand. It's your career you have to worry about. I'll talk to you later, okay?
Okay. Oh, I'm sorry. Where were we?
Perfectly all right. I'll try to be as quick as I can about this. These plans reflect some new security measures we want to be put in. We're thinking about it, and I'd like you to look them over and become familiar with them, and any ideas you have for implementation, please let us know.
These plans look awfully elaborate if you're just going to be dealing with celebrities.
Mr. Garver, the reputation of our hotel depends upon our providing adequate security for all our guests. We don't want to take any chances.
All right, I'll tell you what. Leave these with me. I'll take a look at them, and I'll give you my recommendations when I've had a chance to go over them, okay?
Good.
In the meantime, we've got to get these people who are breaking into your hotel rooms.
I'll leave it in your hands.
All right.
I felt terrible after I left here last night. I hate leaving things like that.
Well, you didn't feel bad enough to come back, apparently.
I stayed at the hospital. I thought we both needed a little time to cool off. For what it's worth, I didn't sleep much.
You think I did? At least you had Kathleen to comfort you.
Gina, what do I have to do to convince you that you have no reason to be jealous of Kathleen?
Well, let's see. You could start by telling her not to fawn all over you whenever she's around, or maybe you could tell her that you're having a relationship. If you mention that?
Of course I mentioned that we have a relationship.
No, what does it take to keep her away from you? Do you have to fight her off with a chair and a whip or what?
Gina, I can't pick and choose the nurses that I work with. I'm a resident. Besides that, Kathleen happens to be a great nurse.
So now you're defending her.
I'm not defending anybody. I'm just telling the truth. Kathleen is a great nurse, but that's as far as it goes with me.
Right.
You know, for your information, Kathleen is the one that suggested that I take time off of work to come here and make up with you.
Oh, so now I'm indebted to her. What should I do, call her up and thank her for sending you back to me?
I would have come here anyway. She just encouraged me, that's all.
Oh, I'm sure she's all full of encouragement.
Gina, will you please just stop it? Look. I am in love with you. And only you.
Then get rid of her. I don't care how you do it. I don't want you working with her. I don't want her anywhere near you. If you really love me, then you'll do that one thing.
Well, I guess now is maybe not the best time for us to talk about work. Why don't you give me a call later on?
Oh, yeah, I will, and I'm sorry about that.
Don't apologize for me. I meant what I said.
Mel, I'll call you tomorrow,
Yeah.
okay?
I'm sorry you've got such a wrong idea about me.
How could you be so rude?
He makes it easy. How could you even consider doing another project with him? He's the one who got you into drugs in the first place.
He's the one who stood by me during withdrawal, Meyson.
If it hadn't been for him, there would have been nothing to withdraw from.
After everything that I said, you still believe that he is responsible, that the film was responsible?
I know that it was a major factor. It added to the pressure, didn't it?
The pressure was you and our situation at home.
I'm not going to go over this same ground with you again, Victoria. I'm simply going to ask that you stay away from him and keep him out of my home.
You can't do that. He is my friend. He stood by me in the clinic. He's out now and he needs some help. I have a family. At least sometimes I have a family. He doesn't have anybody. I refuse to turn my back on him.
I'm not going to argue with you, Victoria. You've been warned.
Oh, great, Meyson. Threaten me and walk out. Fine. Can't you just once stay and face an issue with me?
If you want to have a marathon family therapy session, that's fine, Victoria, but I'm not going to do it on my lunch hour, and I'm not going to do it between appointments. Try to pick your times a little more carefully.
Rita should never have agreed to meet with Meyson without checking with me first. Now, if you want me to represent you, you can't do that again.
I guess I just didn't think it would do any harm. He said he just wanted to talk.
Trust me, it would do harm. You have no idea how ruthless or how clever he can be. Now, what you saw at the hearing the other day is nothing compared to what he is capable of doing. Now, he's determined to try to wear you down and make you feel like an unfit mother. And that's exactly what he would have done to you.
All right. I'm sorry. I just didn't know.
If you had just called me and checked
Okay.
Okay, I'm sorry.
This has been a bad time for me, that's all. And everything that happens just gets blown way out of proportion.
I know. And I know that it has a lot to do with your condition right now. You have to try to take care of yourself.
I know. I wish Mr. Capo had the experience of being separated from a child who was his own flesh and blood. Who knows? Maybe he'd understand what I'm going through right now.
I really doubt that would do any good. And you're wasting your time if you think that the opposing counsel is going to change. Now, what you need to concentrate on, Rita, is that I am here to help you, and I will. Whatever he throws at you, I will respond. And no matter how tough the questions get, just hang in there. Because together, you and I are going to win this.
You're back already?
Oh, hi. Yeah.
Well, how did it go? Did you see her?
Yes, I did.
And?
Didn't go too well. She didn't listen to a word I said. I had no idea she was so damn stubborn.
What did she say?
I don't want to rehash it.
All right. You know, I don't mean to keep butting into your personal life, but I've been through this kind of situation a couple times, and...
It's all right. Don't worry about it. If you butt in too much, I'll let you know.
Good, because I have another idea. You know what else you might try?
Suicide?
Romance. Tonight when you get off work, go and buy her something nice.
Mm-hmm.
A gift that she can wear or keep with her. Something that will remind her of you. And then after you give it to her, take her to a wonderful restaurant and have a nice romantic dinner.
How do you have a romantic dinner with somebody who won't even talk to you?
Come on. You just had an argument. It's not a divorce. She'll start talking. Well, maybe at first she'll yell a while, And after a while, she'll calm down, and she'll start enjoying being with you. I mean, how can she fail to not have fun with you? Aren't you the best company in town?
I'll let you know tomorrow.
Hello. Who's this?
This is Brandon Capwell.
Brandon, dear. This is Pamela Conrad here. I thought I recognized your voice. Is your mother there?
No, she's out for a little while. But can I take a message?
Oh, well, that's not necessary. I understand you're living there now instead of the main house.
Yeah, I am.
Well, that must make you very happy. How long have you been there?
Here? Just since yesterday.
That's wonderful. I know Gina's been wanting to have you with her for a long time. How did it happen, dear?
I don't know. Mom wanted me to come and stay with her. And Sophia said it was okay. So I came over last night.
Just like that. Well, I'm delighted for you. And is this permanent?
Yeah, that's what Mom and Sophia said.
I see. Well, isn't that nice? I'm looking forward to talking to your mother about this. It's nice speaking to you, Brandon. Bye.
Well, we don't have any conclusive proof, but everything leads us to believe that the rig was indeed sabotaged.
Yeah, well, do you have any suspects as yet?
Unfortunately, we do have one, but we can't locate him. I wouldn't rely on that too heavily, though. All we have linking him to the explosion is circumstantial evidence.
Well, it doesn't matter. We'll find him. We have to, no matter what the cost.
Well, you're right about that. If we don't prove that this is sabotage, you will be liable for all the costs. That includes fines, punitive damages, medical...
Wait. What are you talking about? How can we be held responsible if there was sabotage involved? If there was even reasonable doubt about it? What are you talking about?
Well, they don't know that, Mr. Conrad. They only suspect that. And reasonable doubt is a legal point, not an insurance requirement. If we don't come up with some clear evidence showing that someone else is responsible, then the owner of the rig shoulders all of the financial burden.
Well, that is totally ridiculous.
How much time do we have before they take charges against us?
Well, as long as the investigation is ongoing, you won't be held accountable. But how long that lasts depends on whether we're able to develop some substantial leads. At this point, I just can't say.
Well, it really doesn't look too hopeful, does it?
Quite frankly, no, not at this point.
Well, I do appreciate your coming by and keeping us up to date.
Well, I'm sorry I didn't have any better news for you.
Oh, well, you're not the only one. But, thank you. Thank you anyway.
You're welcome. I will keep in touch.
Mm-hmm. What are you so calm about? I thought you'd flip out when you heard that.
Well, there's really no point in getting angry with her.
You're right. It's a bloody system we have to deal with. The CC in particular.
Well, don't despair. I may just have found another way.
Oh? And how's that?
I don't want to say too much right now, darling. But I may have found someone who can connect CC directly to what happened.
Who, Mother? Who have you found?
Yes, well, all in good time, darling. I'll tell you more when I know more myself, but in the meantime, you just keep a positive thought. You may have an answer sooner than we realize, and which is all the more reason why I need you.
Mother, I told you.
I know, darling. Kelly comes first. Can't help wishing.
Is this the Hawaiian Surf Hotel? I'm sorry, I'm having trouble hearing you. Yes, I'm calling from Santa Barbara. I'd like to speak to Mr. Cruz Castillo. Castillo. I beg your pardon? 4 days ago? Well, where? I mean, did they tell you they were going to another island, or... Sir, are you absolutely sure? For Santa Barbara. Well, thank you very much for your help. I better find Kane and tell him.
We picked a bad night to have dinner, didn't we?
What? No, why?
You just seem so preoccupied.
I'm sorry. I was thinking about work.
Oh, of course, the immense responsibilities of protecting all those Hollywood celebrities.
Oh, sure, go ahead and make fun. But it is a lot of responsibility when you're asked to protect someone, no matter what they do.
I know. I was only teasing. You want to tell me about what's worrying you in particular?
No, I don't want to talk shop with you. How did you know I was protecting celebrities?
Well, I'm sure you mentioned it to me once.
Did I? I don't remember.
Well, I'm not psychic, so you must have.
I don't want to talk about it anymore. Let's talk about you.
All right, what do you want to know?
Everything. I don't know anything about you. Tell me who this other man in your life is.
Who?
The one you said is like me, that reminds you of me?
Oh.
Well, if it's too painful, you don't.
No. That man was my father. I told you he was in the Foreign Services, didn't I? Well, like you, he was the take charge type. But underneath, he was very, very shy and very sensitive. I could always count on him. He always seemed to know exactly what I was feeling. Loved him very much.
What happened to him?
He was killed.
How did he die?
He was shot.
Shot as in an accident or shot as in a crime?
No. My father was assassinated.
When did all this happen?
I have an emergency phone call for you, sir.
Oh, thanks. Hello? Yeah. Yeah, I'll be right there. I'm sorry, I have to go. There's an emergency. There's people have been spotted breaking into rooms, and I have to go look into it. I'm really sorry.
That's all right. Go ahead. I'm fine.
I'll make it up to you.
Well, I understand that Brandon is living here now. Is this temporary?
No, it's permanent.
Well, that's quite a major victory. I wonder how you managed that.
Oh, hard work and planning.
Yes, well, I have another theory. Would you care to hear it?
Certainly. I'm always interested in hearing how your mind works.
Well, I think you found something to hold over Cece's head and to force him to let you have Brandon.
Oh, I don't like to think of it as force, more friendly persuasion.
Not with an enemy, it is. Now, Gina, I know you. And I know that getting Brandon's custody is something you're willing to do anything for, even going into an alliance with me. Somehow you've managed to do that, dear. Now, can you wonder that I'm curious?
Not a bit.
Good. Well, wherever it is, it seemed to be fairly dramatic. Could it possibly have anything to do with Cece's being connected with the sabotage of my oil well?
Oh, now, don't get carried away. I think it's really Sophia that gave Brandon back to me. It's one mother sympathizing with another.
Well, I don't believe you.
Oh, I don't really care.
I need this information, Gina.
Well, then I suppose you'll be willing to pay for it.
Oh, I knew it. I knew it. You never stop, do you?
Well, it only seems like a fair way to treat you. After all, you're the one that left me high and dry in a hospital bed with no way to pay for my medical bills.
Oh, please, please. I don't believe in paying bribery, and I will not respond to blackmail.
But you don't mind accepting bribes, do you? I seem to recall Cece bribing you with $100,000 to leave Pet Town. Now, you readily accepted that.
Oh, yes, and I gave half of it right back to you.
Yes, because I deserved it. And there would have been a whole lot more if you hadn't suddenly ended our deal because you decided you didn't need me anymore.
Oh, all right, all right. It's not going to reopen old wounds. Just tell me, do you really have something to sell?
Well, I'm afraid you're just going to have to take your chances.
Well, I'm sorry. I don't do business like that. I like a little more of a guarantee on my investments.
Well, I don't care what you like or what you don't like, because in this case, you don't have any choice. I'm the only one that has the information you want, Pamela. And if you want to get that information from me, you better be prepared to pay for it.
Well, shall we begin? We're here to give opposing counsel an opportunity to question the litigants. Mr. Capwell.
Thank you, Your Honor. Miss Grant, you've already stated that you spent the $10,000 which my clients gave you. Can you tell us how you used the money?
Mr. Capwell, $10,000 doesn't go a long way when you're paying off bills.
Would it be fair to state that you were having financial difficulties at the time you drew up the contract with Mr. and Mrs. Lipton?
Well, I wouldn't exactly put it that way. Sure, I owed some money, but most people owe money.
Mm-hmm. And you're facing the prospect of large medical bills concerned with the baby. Didn't Mr. and Mrs. Lipton agree to cover all of the costs resulting from your pregnancy?
Yes.
And what do you intend to do without their help?
I'm not sure.
You're not sure. Well, are you aware that if you win this case, you'll be required to repay the $10,000 which was given to you, money that you've admitted that you don't have? With that debt, plus the high cost of raising a child, do you really think you can provide proper care for this baby?
Your Honor, I fail to see where any of this speaks to the issue of contractual dispute or the validity of the contract in question.
Your Honor, Ms. Grant's financial situation is crucial to characterizing the spirit in which she entered into the contract in the first place.
Very well. Please continue. But try to be a little less abrasive.
I wasn't aware that I was, Your Honor, but I'll guard against it.
And so I don't mind answering that. You know, Mr. Capwell, I don't know where I'm going to get the money that I need. I don't know. But I do know that I love this baby, and because of that, I'm going to find a way.
Yes, well, if love was enough, Miss Grant, we'd all be much happier. But unfortunately, in a real world, there are bills to pay and other obligations.
We don't have to leave here tonight. I'm going to have a dinner brought right here, a special dinner for the three of us, dear.
Has anyone ever told you come in a room like a ringmaster?
I'm sorry, did I startle you?
You scared that? You scared me.
Well, you'll be real surprised when you see the lions and the tigers, babe.
I'd settle for an explanation, Keith. What's the special dinner you've got planned?
Well, it's sort of a victory celebration, getting Brandon back. The caterers are going to be here any minute. It's from the Orient Express. I thought that was a nice
Why
touch.
didn't you just check with me first? I don't feel like celebrating. Keith, couldn't you just bother to find out how I felt?
Well, darling, that would have spoiled the surprise. And I know how you like surprises. I thought it might lift your spirits.
I doubt it.
Well, will you offer me something to lift mine?
What do you want?
A little dram of something stimulating?
Oh, and I suppose you want me to fix it for you?
Well, I'm bringing dinner. The least you can do is manage me some cocktails.
Maybe you should get it for yourself.
What's for this? What? You're playing blind. You're practicing?
Keith.
What? Well, I guess I'll have to cancel dinner. Bet you two have something important to talk about.
Let's take a hypothetical case. Suppose you sign a contract to sell your car. A week after you sell the car, you decide that you're very attached to it. Do you think that you have a right to go to the buyer and demand a rescission of that contract?
Your Honor, I can't see the relevance here either. Mr. Capwell is not teaching a course here in contract law. We are talking about a specific agreement. Now, we're talking about Rita Grant's baby. That's a baby, not a Chevy or a Ford.
Your Honor, I'm simply trying to determine whether this woman's sense of the obligation incurred by a contract is as shaky as her overall sense of financial responsibility. If she's indifferent to the requirements of law, mightn't she have as little regard for the requirements of motherhood?
Oh, and I think that's a far stretch by any standard.
Are you
I don't
saying
think so
that
at all.
I'm not a good mother and that I wouldn't make a good mother? Because if that's what you're saying, you're wrong. You don't know me, Mr. Capwell. This is my baby, and I love it. And for you to say that
Rita.
Miss Grant, are you all right?
Oh.
Are you able to continue, Miss Grant?
What's wrong?
She's having contractions already.
I'll get an ambulance. That's a good idea.
Sit up. Just breathe. Oh, could you?
It's as plain as if the words were said.
All right, freeze, right there.
A Sweet 16 party, only to have their over-the-hill dad drop in. Then on Miami Vice, Crockett becomes bait for a murderer who stalks victims from a video dating service. Then double your Miami Vice drama in a second hour as Crockett and Tubbs are locked in an unholy war between feuding TV evangelists. There's comedy, then heart-pounding drama tonight on NBC.